This tutorial is going to go through the basic, the general settings that need to be set up on your iPad before you really get going. First thing we need everyone to do is go to the Settings app, which is the gray gear icon. Again, if you cannot find it, you can swipe and search for settings in the search bar, and you'll see that gray app. Once you're in there, you're going to get a bunch of options on the left-hand side. And I'm just going to go through kind of one at a time each of these options. First of all, at the top, airplane mode should always be off unless obviously you're on in an airplane. Wi-Fi is how you're going to connect to the web in different locations. When you show up at school, you will have a network that might say Lake City Schools or ISD 813. You'll have a guest option. You will click on that guest option and you will type in the password, which will be given to you at orientation. That will allow you to connect to the web. Notifications, you're going to maybe from time to time get asked, do you want push notifications sent to you? In general, you're always going to say no. They can be very annoying reminders that basically are sent to the iPad on occasion. Location services. At the very top, we need location services too, but you can control app by app which ones have location services on or off. There are a few that need them. Dropbox, Keynote, Google, some of those need to know the location of the iPad to do different things on it. Especially when we get down to the bottom, Find My iPad, we always want that on because that is a big security measure for you to protect your iPad if it were ever to be misplaced. We want this always on, but we want most of the apps off. If you ever open an app and it says location services must be turned on to do this feature, that tells you to come to this screen and turn it from off to on, and you do so just by sliding this from left to right. Brightness and wallpaper. Brightness is a big battery hog on the iPad. If you have it all the way over to the right, that will drain your battery quicker. You want to have it at a spot that makes sense for you. Obviously, the lower it is, the impact it's going to have on the battery. Going down to general, not a whole lot to talk about in general, but two biggies. Number one is sounds. You want to make sure that all of your sounds are turned off. At the very top, your ringer and alerts should be off. And then text tone, new mail, sent mail, etc., all of these want to be to none. If they're not to none, then you risk having a sound pop up in the middle of a class, which will be a distraction, and the teacher obviously to address and deal with that, and we don't want disruptions in the classroom. So make sure that these all are shut to none, and then you can certainly lock your sounds on so that these can't be changed. Moving down to the auto lock and the passcode lock, this is in a different tutorial, but you do want to have a passcode lock on your iPad. Again, this is a security measure for you to protect your iPad. So you're going to want to go into passcode, enter your passcode. We want students to use their 4-digit lunch pin for their passcode. That is really the two biggies to talk about in general settings. iCloud, students can link to the cloud, and really what that does is it backs up some of the stuff on your iPad. I think 2 gigabytes is what you are given through Apple to back up on the cloud. Things like your calendars or your contacts, documents and data, that would be any keynote presentations that you did, could be backed up on the iPad. And also iPad, really important that that's on for the cloud, because that will allow you to really find your iPad again if it is misplaced. Mail, contacts, and calendars. This is a very important piece because this is where you're going to add your email account. You notice you'll have a bunch of accounts right here, and one option is to add an account. Everyone's going to want to go in and click Gmail, and you're going to type in your name, your school email account, your password, and then how you want it to show up on your screen. When you hit next, it will allow you to give you some options that will look like this. If I go into mine, it will say, do you want mail on? Do you want calendars on? Notes? You want all of those on. When you're done, you would click done, and your email would now, as well as your calendar, begin showing up on your main screen. So again, this is mail, contacts, and calendars. If you scroll down, there's some different options for your email. How many recent images or messages do you want to show up? You can look through those on your own. Also have your signature would be down here, and different options with the calendars as well. That is really what we wanted to talk about in terms of the settings. Make sure that you go through and do those few things. That's a very important piece to get started with this iPad initiative.